Hey everybody, welcome to another version of Jacob Lenhoff Around the World featuring Dean Colfax. And Jacob got in touch with me on Facebook, asked me if I'd participate in his YouTube channel, which I'm happy to do. And his first question to me was, where did I grow up? And I grew up in Merritt Island, Florida. Since I'm 53, my dad at the time used to work for NASA, and this was during the Apollo space program. So we lived in a place called Merritt Island, Florida, and I went to grade school there, and until the parents split, and we ended up in Kansas City. And as a matter of fact, right now I'm in northwest Missouri, tiny place in the middle of nowhere. The next question Jacob had was, did I go to college and what did I major in? And yes, I did go to college. I went to the University of Kansas, and I majored in psychology with a minor in criminal justice, with the intention of a career in law enforcement at some point, which never panned out because, you know, in my 20s, back in the 80s, I really didn't show very good judgment, made a couple of mistakes, and they've haunted me forever. Anyway, I have more or less just recently given up a career in car repair. I've been more or less an automotive technician for decades, but I had an interest in teaching, so I went back to school and have since been licensed as a teacher, and I'm going to work at a new job and a new career this month, as a matter of fact, in December. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Jacob then wanted to know how I got interested in bodybuilding. And the answer, I don't really know. I was small. When I was young, I was, and I'm still, I mean, I'm only 5'7". I don't know, the videos are misleading, but I'm only 5'7". Of course, right now I weigh about 195 pounds, so that's a little disproportionate. But anyway, my dad had, back in the day, one of those Sears 110-pound weight sets in the basement. Had just a bench, basically just a bench press, and those plastic, concrete-filled weights with a hollow bar. And I put a pull-up bar on the door, and by the time I was finishing junior high, I was, because they called it junior high back then, not middle school. I was down there every night doing bench presses and doing pull-ups and push-ups, and the whole thing just sort of evolved from that. And then at some point in my 30s, as a matter of fact, almost my late 30s, I had been lifting consistently for a long time, and I was in decent shape, but I met somebody who had competed as a bodybuilder. It was actually a woman, and she suggested that I compete, that I had what it took. So what I really lacked was the knowledge about the diet and nutrition aspect of it, which is critical, I've discovered. And so she helped me. Spent 3 months prepping for this show, and at the young age of 38, I did my first bodybuilding contest and came in third out of 7 guys who were all, I might add, in their early to mid 20s. So I felt pretty good about that. And since then, I've done, last count, I think I've done 12 shows. The last contest I was in was June of 2015. I was in Betty Parizo's Europa Expo. If you ever get a chance to go there, Betty Parizo puts on an amazing show. Really nice lady too. But anyway, having reached 53, I'm 53, I was able to compete in the 50 and over class, and I came in second out of 6 guys, which reasonable, especially considering that in 2014 I don't know if you can see the scar, but I was doing some flies and I tore my pec tendon right off my arm, off my bone in my arm, so I had to have surgery. Of course, you can see I pretty much recovered. And Jacob also wanted to know if I had a YouTube channel. Well, I do. As a matter of fact, Here it is. It's in my name, Dean Colfax. Go to YouTube, look up Dean Colfax, and you know what I've done is, if you can kind of see, is what I do is I'm down in my gym. I'm in my basement, and I've converted it. I've got a lot of equipment down here. You can't really see it, but there's a leg press over here. There's a lat pull down. There's a pull-up station over there, a tricep machine, leg extension machine. I got a Smith machine in the other room. I bought power blocks, save space. I got power block dumbbells, and I lift pretty consistently, and I hope next year to go to Ohio and go to the Arnold Classic, compete as an amateur. I'm not a pro by any stretch. I am an amateur, and I do compete like in NPC shows at a local and regional level. And you know, I do moderately well. It just depends on how much time and effort I put into it. But yeah, I hope next March, I'm hoping to be in Ohio doing the Arnold Classic in that new category they've got. They've got Classic Physique now. I mean, where before, you know, all the guys had, well, up until they came up with the Physique category with the whole board short thing, which is whatever, neither here nor there. It's good for some guys. They now have another category where, you know, you don't wear the posing trunks. You wear shorts, or short shorts, and you actually pose. But I thought, you know, it's more of a category for guys who are not really interested in the physique thing and covering up half their body, and not really looking to be monstrously large and take an enormous amount of drugs to do the bodybuilding thing. It's like right in between there, which kind of fits in with really where I'm at my age. So anyway, that's my plan. So anyway, I just wanted to thank Jacob for asking me to be a part of his channel, and like, again, my name is Dean Colfax. My YouTube channel, in my name, Dean Colfax. You know, take a look at it if you want. It's just basically me demonstrating different. It's sort of my philosophy on lifting. I really want to, after all this time, you know, not having acquired knowledge, all this knowledge, to more or less pass it on to people who were interested in lifting but really didn't know or have any idea how to start or what to do. So if you're at all interested in lifting weights and or bodybuilding, or even just you know, transforming your physique, you know, go take a look at my channel and you might find something useful. Anyway, Jacob Lenhoff, around the world, Dean Colfax. Thanks. See y'all later.